right, folks, it's another episode, at long last, of the Gary and Mark Show, and I'm Gary.
And I am Mark, and it has been a long time.
It's been a long time. 2 months?
It has.
Been 2 months.
And we last broadcast, we were on the old Green River Bridge.
The Green River Bridge, showing, among other things, how to use the portable bidet.
That's true.
On this groundhog, and he's clean as a whistle. Whistle pig.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you missed that episode, and this was a real item. It's not fake anything.
It's a real item.
A backpacking bidet, basically.
Yes.
A little device that fits in your water bottle.
Yeah, well...
a water bottle.
You
may not want to use your drinking water bottle.
That would be a good idea.
Yeah, because you never know when it backwaters or something like that.
Anyway.
But that was a popular episode.
Yeah, well, that shows you what people like.
That's right. And our fans should know we do not get a kickback from that company. What was it called?
No, we don't. I think it's Kulo Clean.
Okay.
And it will be in my pack when I go in the Smokies this season, I'm sure. We'll see.
You actually use this?
I'm going to.
So not going to take toilet paper?
Oh no. There'll be, we'll have some of that too.
Okay. But it is nice to get extra clean feet.
There you go.
You could always just sit in the creek with 42-degree water if you wish.
Yeah, but you want to get clean before you do that. The trout.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. But it's just, it was the one thing about winter backpacking that you didn't have to worry about that, because in the winter you use snowballs.
Well, that is winter.
But
and I guess in the Smokies, if it's winter and you're up over 4,000 feet or so, there might be snow a good chunk of the winter.
Yeah.
And we live. You're about the same elevation as Saluda. How much snow did you get this winter?
Not much.
Yeah, and I'm 1,000 feet. We only got like an inch and a half all winter.
I think we're 2,200 feet.
Yeah, it's about what it is here. And you got maybe
it's been under a foot in two different.
Oh gosh, we've had under.
I think we had 4 inches one time.
I think we totaled maybe 2, and that was 1.5 in one snow, and the other was a dusting. But you know what? Always when I want to see snow, I go onto the web, and I click on Sugar Mountain.
There you go.
And I look at webcams. But you know how much natural snow they had this year just 2 hours away? 6.5 feet.
That's pretty good.
That's natural snow. It's not what they make at night.
Not the unnatural snow.
What's what they make.
The first snowmaking machines were in North Carolina.
And
it was Beth Knockman who used to work. It was her grandpa.
Really?
Yeah.
Was he an owner of
one of those, the Sugar Beach, one of those up there. Well, in the early days.
Well, and I don't know if they've perfected it, but I know every place, even out west, they have snowmaking machines now, because when they hit a drought, they're out of business. Yep. So in North Carolina, you couldn't have skiing without snow machines. And I don't know a thing about skiing or snow, so.
I know very little about it.
All right,
make a pizza with your skis.
It's good to be back here.
Here we are, we're drinking. I'm having a porter, and you're having an
ale of some sort.
Yeah,
a lager.
Yeah, that comes from Green River Eddy's
Tap room. And Saluda Outfitters, right?
Saluda Outfitters.
We've not been here since August. We've had a podcast since August, but it was right here at the same exact spot on their front deck. We were doing the Great Connecticut Hot Dog Trail.
Yeah, that was like 4 or 5 months before BC, before COVID.
It was in mid-COVID, I think.
Oh, really?
August, yes. COVID was a year ago.
Okay. That was the year before. Oh, well. So we're here now.
So this is episode 43. I'm just looking at my remote here for the camera, wondering why that red light's on, and it could mean one of several things, but we'll hope it's recording so our fans can see this on YouTube as well as download the podcast.
Yes.
Lots of things in the news. I guess COVID is one.
There you go.
A year has passed.
A year has passed, and you get your second shot
this week. This week, and you get your second shot?
Monday.
And you want to talk about your personal history prior to
having COVID?
Gary did have COVID.
Back late January. And the party kind of satellite place over by Epic Cinema where you'd go to get
emergency clinic. You
mean? Well, it wasn't. What do they call it?
Leper colony.
it's where you went to, they check you out, see if you had COVID.
Oh, okay.
And that was very well run, and I mean, you get the Q-tip up your nose.
I hate that.
Yeah. And the next day, it was like, "Yep, you got it."
And did Barbara get it? Your
Yep.
wife? Okay, so
She blames it on me. She said I got it from going to the brewery, but I don't think I did.
You said you were being safe at the brewery.
We were.
But,
Yeah, we were.
Drinking
Yeah.
3 beers doesn't kill that virus. I think that's
No.
what you were thinking.
Right.
So,
But we both got it and had a few uncomfortable days. She lost her taste for a couple, less than a week. But then I don't know if people ask me about my taste, and I'm like, well, I've always liked the Three Stooges, so I'm not sure how much taste I have.
So, and when you got your first shot, you had a major reaction, though.
Not right away. They got the shot in the morning about 10, and then about midnight, I really started feeling like I had the flu.
Did Barbara have the same?
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
so you both figured it had to be that shot. You
Yep.
probably were guessing that anyhow.
Yep.
And you had the Moderna one, which
Yep.
is what I'm getting, with second one coming
Yeah.
up. So hopefully you won't have any reaction on the second one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyhow, it has been a year. We would never have guessed that, and we do have our masks, and we're
Yes.
wearing them inside. Yep. Gary's got an Asheville tourist mask, and mine is a Baja mask with no design on it.
This is when Barbara started cutting up old T-shirts.
Okay.
The Asheville Tourists,
That's right.
and they'll be back this year.
Yeah.
As a farm club of either.
We think Houston.
We
but I'm
think
not sure.
Houston.
Yeah, it used to
Yeah.
be the Rockies, Colorado Rockies, for the
Yeah.
last several years, and other teams too. So anyhow, you've had your vet first.
Yeah.
I've had mine first. Coming up, just as a remember, it's been a year.
Yeah.
This in my house for viewers on YouTube. There's a roll of Laura Lynn toilet paper. This is the last roll left in my house. Well, I haven't used it. I've put it off. It's the cheapest they had, and at one point, this is all that store had back in March of a year ago, and you could only buy 2 rolls, and I bought 2, and I saved them for dire emergencies, and luckily, I have never got to that point.
Well, and hopefully we won't have to use it today. But I notice right here on the side it says long-lasting roll.
Well, it's a big roll.
It's lasted for a long.
It's definitely 1 ply, and septic safe.
Yeah.
1,000 1-ply sheets.
Yeah,
it's hefty.
1 ply is why it's septic safe.
And you got another remnant of the. We still use those.
Oh
a
yeah,
lot.
we wipe down our groceries and we bring them in the house.
Well, that's a good idea. I don't get that.
Good old Laura Lynn, same one that made that toilet. But actually, they probably recycled these and put them in there in the or the other way.
Or the way around. And I don't know about your stores. We won't mention any stores by name.
Okay.
But I would say anytime I go to a store, I would say 90% of the people wear masks. The employees are supposed to, and they generally are. You'll see them pull down sometimes, or they're kind of faking it. But the customers, it's about 90%. But there's that 10% I just don't understand. But I have this suggestion, and I don't want to mention any store by name, but I call it, you used to have the checkout line that was 10 items or fewer.
Yeah.
Supposed to rush you through. Why don't they have an aisle called Can't Fix Stupid? Have it separated by 3 other empty aisles, and everybody without a mask can go in that aisle and cough on each other, and they'll all be happy.
Yeah.
And in fact, employees who don't want to wear a mask can be the ones that run the register.
Yeah, that's good, but they won't like that name. So you got to come up with a different name.
Well, you're good at coming up with names.
Well, alternative facts aisle.
Okay.
Yeah,
I go
no.
for that. That sounds nice.
Alternative facts aisle.
AFA, the AFA aisle. Yeah, that's probably not so harsh.
Yeah.
This Can't Fix Stupid.
Yeah.
Any others?
Well, no, just thinking if you could turn like understand facts, UF, you could flip it to FU, but then that would be I'm trying to get in the gutter. But yeah, I don't get it why people they don't wear them, and I just give them the stink eye.
I do too. I look the other way, and I think they see me looking the other way, and they may get the point. I do not know, but we hope. I hope we're getting out of this. I mean,
Well, today they're saying there's been a resurgence.
well, you looked at pictures of the college kids partying in Miami. It looked like it was New Year's Eve 3 years ago or something. Yeah, it makes no difference.
Young and dumb.
Well, it's the NCAA finals going on right now.
Yeah, and it's different, but I'm happy they're still trying to do it.
Yeah, I'm happy too. My team, the Tar Heels, lost
Yeah,
big time first round, so I don't even watch it anymore. But I'm a little perturbed that one important team did not get even picked, got overlooked.
You're not talking about Kentucky.
I'm not talking about
Yeah,
Kentucky.
where I
Talking
grew
about
up.
GMVU.
Oh, exactly. Our team.
Our team.
Oh, yes, our team. No, we didn't. They didn't even send us a letter.
Not a one. Not
No.
even saying we thought about you. This is
Yeah.
the Gary and Mark Podcasting University for any new listeners.
Yes.
Read about it on our website, GaryandMark.com.
Well, maybe because we were the first ones to promote remote learning.
That was before the pandemic. Even.
Yeah.
We were doing that. You didn't have to come on the campus. You still
No.
don't have to come on the campus.
No.
There is a campus. DD, our security guard, still walks around,
Yeah.
drives her cycle around, checks it out.
Yeah.
But you know,
And our virtual basketball team,
that's right. They would have been probably pretty good.
they would have been.
I wonder if we
Yeah.
could have gotten that sister, whatever her name is, was pulling
Oh,
for
yeah, for Notre Dame?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She could have pulled for us.
Is she still alive?
You know what? Not only is she still alive, yeah, she's 101. She went to the game. She's one of the people. She has both her COVID shots,
Wow.
and they let her go. And I'm not sure if the team she's in pushing was still there or not. It's not Notre Dame. It's like
No, maybe it's one of the
Loyola.
Loyola.
Yeah,
Yeah, the Jesuits. You got to figure the Jesuits are going to.
that's right. But she's still alive.
Wow.
I think 100 or 101. She looked great too. I saw
Well,
her.
that's how old I'd be in 30 years, but I don't think I'm going to.
So I'm trying to think what else is going on. Well, spring's here.
It is, and where I live, it's the little I was saying, it's like a necklace of little green, the willows hanging down, and because the trees aren't leafed out, you can see through the woods. So I can see the willow trees greening up.
Well, I can,
Down
if you
in
look
the
over
park.
here, that you can see some things blooming. There's some
Yeah.
blooms coming out right here. Yeah,
And
I'm
some
ready
of
for it.
your domestic, your magnolias, and of course the forsythia and
Gosh.
weeping cherry.
Well, now I know.
I
there's-
love
that they're-
weeping cherry.
Yeah, I just call them trees.
Yeah.
Nancy Thompson would kill me because used to drive her nuts when I would say, "Well, I love trees, tree hugger," but
Yeah.
I never knew. I can tell an oak,
Yeah.
and I do know poison ivy. That's not a tree,
There
but
you
I can
go.
tell. Yeah, and I got rhododendrons and mountain laurels.
And the maple. Well, let's see. What do we see? I guess a lot of this white we're seeing Bradford pear.
is that it over there?
Yeah.
over there. Can you
probably.
see me? Can you see it?
And then
Back
and then
over.
we got what I haven't seen, but this is that time of year, serviceberry.
Don't know what that is.
Or they called it serviceberry. It's a shad blow up in the north, and I guess story goes, when it would bloom up north, that's when the shad would start running.
Oh, okay.
And down here, serviceberry, it's when the ground's thawed out enough, the people that died that winter, you could lay them in and have services. And probably all the couples that shacked up that winter and decided it was time to find a mate, they come through and they could get them married.
Okay. I'm glad we don't live where it's that cold, though.
Yeah.
Boy, I hate that. We live in a great 4 seasons
Yep.
part of the country.
Yeah.
Can't beat it. And it's a spring, but it's a little chilly here today. It's about 60.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, 68 at my house, but I'm sure it's cooler up here. We've
Yeah.
come up 1,200 feet or so.
Yeah, and then we got the breeze.
yeah, we
coming
do.
here
Now
out of the
this
north.
Nice deck here at Saluda Outfitters.
Yep.
Nice place to be, right? Just a few miles from the Green River and Green River land, game lands. And
Yeah.
all kinds of cool stuff.
Speaking of, I don't think Green River game lands, but did you see there are going to be designated places in the forest now you can hunt on Sunday?
I have nothing against hunting,
Right.
except it's nice to have one day
Right.
You could go hiking in hunting season
Yeah.
and not worry about scaring up a hunter thinking you're a deer and he says, bang, oh, I'm sorry. Was that? I'm sorry. I was nervous.
Yeah.
So I can't believe they went for that.
Well,
I mean,
yeah.
you got Saturday. I understand people who work 5 days.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking they got Saturday. Give 1 day
Well,
hikers.
this is when you can always do things like go to a national park.
That's true.
If you, and the Smokies aren't that far away.
No, and you could go to Carl Stenberg home. That's part of the National Park Service. I wasn't around hunting in that few thousand acres. And,
No.
But Pisgah National Forest, would that be?
Oh, yeah. There'd be places in Pisgah that'd be hunting.
Would be. Okay.
But, the parkway runs through there, and that's a park.
That's true. So that's part of the National Park Service.
Now,
so that's not far from here. Neither is the Smokies, really. A couple hours, I guess. Hour and 45 minutes. So daylight savings. What do you think about daylight savings, Gary?
my father used to say it was invented by an Indian. The old thing is blanket was too short, so he cut a foot off the bottom and sewed it on the top, but once I can adapt to it, I like it.
Do you? I haven't decided. I mean, in the summer it's not going to get dark till 8:30 anyhow.
Yeah.
So what's another hour? But at least, we're here where it does get dark. I mean, have you ever been to Alaska or somewhere way up? Well, truly in the summer, it's not dark till midnight.
Yeah.
It is spooky. I mean, it's a kind of a dusk kind of light, but it's spooky to be that light.
I was in 2001, Barbara and I, England.
Yeah, that's pretty high up.
On the longest day of the year, June 21 or 22 or one. And I remember it was about a mile from the pub back to where my friend lived. And it was like, it's an interesting kind of light. It's not, you can't, I don't know if you could really read by it, but you can sure navigate.
Well, I had not experienced anything like that in my first Europe trip, or one in 2009. I remember we were in Amsterdam, and it was like 10, 11 o'clock at night. It was like, what is this? Just don't realize when you go that high up.
Yeah. Of course, then they got hell to pay in the winter.
Yeah.
When it,
you couldn't stand it.
No.
We're in a good place. Well, it's been fun.
Yeah.
Chatting a little bit. Have to do this again a little more often, maybe.
Yeah.
We've got fans out there. I mean,
and we want you all to know we haven't forgotten you.
No. And we still accepting applications in the Gary and Mark Podcasting University, free tuition.
Yeah.
That's big in the news.
Yeah.
And we've got it already. Again, we are trendsetters.
We're the point of the spear.
We are.
You can get your diploma.
Same day you apply, really.
Yeah, you could put it on your wall or put it somewhere else. Actually, my brother, who had a career as a weather forecaster.
Professional.
Yes.
Not just in the neighborhood.
I think we're going to bring him on.
Is that Larry?
It's Larry for the meteorology part, because we want to add that to all those other academic offerings that we have.
And we've had more demand for that lately because of the changing climate and stuff. Let's get Larry on.
Yeah.
Next episode.
Okay.
We'll
see if we might be able to do that.
Either do it Zoom or we'll plug in the phone if we got good phone.
Okay. All right.
Have to get Dee Dee back and all these people. We need to get Professor Jim back too.
We do.
There in Arizona.
People might think that these folks are fictional, but they're real.
They are real. Mayor of Watershed.
And then the list things we got to do piling up, but talking about parking somewhere on the AT and catching the through hikers
that
coming
would be
through.
Fun. This is the season. And we actually interviewed probably a year and a half ago Chuck Heron, who hiked the entire AT, lives just a few miles up, and you've hiked a lot of it yourself.
Bits and pieces.
My bits and pieces are much smaller than your bits.
Well, just going out for 6 months, that's never been a thing. A week or two, maybe two.
For me,
maybe
give
3.
me 2 nights max. That would be it. I've done a few more, but that'd be about it. We better thank our sponsors.
Okay,
First is right here where we are.
Here we are.
Green River Eddy's Tap Room at Saluda Outfitters.
Yeah.
L.J. Meyers and his professional white dove releases.
Yeah, and Rabbit Island Resorts.
Yep. Where we have a hair better.
Yeah.
And we also got,
the Big Whizz Pocket Buddy.
And and I looked that podcast up. That's still our #1 downloaded podcast, over
Big
500.
Whizz Pocket Buddy.
And we got Iron Key Brewing down in Columbus. That we haven't been there but that one time, but you've been there more, and I've been there more too. So
great food.
It's very great food, and I'm telling you, the beer is very tasty as well.
It is, and to sit out there and go, this used to be a prison.
That's true.
And I'm glad that I'm seeing it now and not in the 1930s.
That's true. And so if you get to Columbus, North Carolina, check that out.
Yeah.
It's kind of off the beaten path. It's off the main road, but you won't know it because they don't have a sign. But,
no, they don't. But when you get by the water tower, that with the paint peeling right off the main road, that's on one side. And on the opposite side, look down the hill, and
there you see it.
There it is.
There you see it. Iron Key Brewing Company. Well, this has been a fun episode, Gary.
Sure has, Mark.
And
glad we're still doing it. We're alive.
We are alive.
Yeah.
And everybody check out our website.
Check it out.
We could use another sponsor too, because we got to pay dues if we're going to do this another year.
Yeah.
So we could use a few bucks. But thank everybody for tuning in. Don't forget we've got a YouTube version of this, or vice versa. So it's every way you get your podcast. So that's it. See you, Gary.
So long, Mark.
Take it easy.
You too.